Hiya guys, it's Waz with another video. You guys are being treated in November. Screw October, November is the place to be. Right guys, Killa cans. As you guys know, I was making a Army on Parade board and my theme was Speed Freaks. And then Games Workshop decided to bring out a lot of free Speed Freak stuff. So that sort of like destroyed the plans I had, because I'll put money on it right now. 2019, there's going to be loads of Ork players producing beautiful Ork boards with all these new Ork Speed Freak vehicles on, and I ain't going to have a chance. So I'm a bit unsure what I'm going to do now. But anyway, so here we go. So in my army, I wanted Killa cans because I actually like Killa cans. I think Killa cans are quite cool. You can do a lot of you can do a lot of converting with the Killa cans and still keep them as Killa cans. And I think they look pretty cool as well. They look very orky, and you see, and they're exactly the type of thing Ork fans want, because you get loads of bits with them as well. And yeah, the conversion potential on them is ace. So to make them into some sort of Speed Freak Killa can, it's got to be on wheels or tracks or something. So this is what I came up with, and I wanted to keep them all looking slightly different, because there's no worse than having three vehicles that look different at the top, but then you've put them on all exactly the same tracks. I know some of you guys out there are into scratch building as much as I'm into it. Most of you lot are all into conversions. Okay, so don't forget there's a difference between the words conversion, scratch built. Okay, scratch built is this. This is this bottom bit here. That's built from nothing. It's just built from stuff like this, plastic card, which, you know, I make, then I make this and tubes and stuff like that. That's called scratch building. Converting is where you convert the model, convert Games Workshop model into your own model. Okay, and you can mix and match up what you do. So this is partially scratch built, partially converted. Majority of the bottom is completely scratch built. So apart from obviously that's a piece of Defcopter. As you can see, I trimmed it off, filed it down, and used it on there myself. So I'm just again blending Games Workshop model with my own model, and I do quite a good job of it, if I'm honest. So yeah, do quite a good job of it. And then when you paint it up, it is actually very hard sometimes to tell the difference between Games Workshop and your own models. So yeah, especially some of the guys out there at the moment, there's amazing models that have been produced. Sorry, I've got a cup of tea on go as well. So I've just come back from work, so I'm just doing this video while I remember. I've been promising to do a video for the last 3 or 4 days now, and I've just haven't had time. Plus, I've just downloaded Destiny 2 as well, so my mate's getting me to try and play that. So I've got 101 things to do and no time to do it in. So yeah. So I also decided to base them as well. This is something I don't normally do, but because I'm starting to really love putting models onto bases, and I'm really loving the fact that you can make like a little diorama with the model when it's on the base. It's just I just love it. So that's what I've started doing now, is making all these like little bases that are like dioramas, and I think that's pretty cool. So yeah, I'll show you what I mean. This is a figure I got off eBay, and I absolutely love this little guy. When I first saw him, I thought, oh, I've got to get my hands on one of them. And then I made this base. This is a resin cast base. Turned out really well. So I'm not sure if you can get these off of the green one. To be honest with you, I've not given Trevor the rights to these bases, so he shouldn't really be selling them on there until he buys the rights. But yeah, again, it makes such a difference when you stick them on a really nice base. I really took my time painting these models as well. This is probably the best paint job you'll ever see me do on figures. And just because I wanted an Ork war boss, which is this, obviously this one, and this guy here, because I just love this figure. If you can find it on eBay, you can pick them up for about a £5, these ones, and they're so worth getting hold of, because they're very, very rare, these, to find them and buy them now, because they're out of production. But they're fantastic figures. And it's just got so much going on, and you know what, it blends in with modern day Games Workshop stuff, even though this is quite an old figure, out of production figure. So I wish Games Workshop would go back to making some of these figures again. They are missing a trick. They'd sell thousands of them, especially with the amount of Ork fans that's in the Warhammer universe now. Anyway, so this is the captain of my ship as well. I've digressed here, but I must talk about him now because I was talking about bases. So I made this base myself, and he sits on my ship, which has got a wooden deck. So I needed to make the base blend in to my ship, and that's what I did there. And again, I took my time painting this model, just for the simple fact is, it's a model that I want people to go, wow, that is a lovely model. So anyway. So this is why, coming back to these, this is why I've really got into making these bases. To me, a base is like the frame of a beautiful picture. Like the tracks on a vehicle. If you're making a vehicle that has tracks, and the tracks are part of the model anyway, and you've got to bring them in from another source or build them yourself. If you can't get them tracks right, the model is not going to look good at all. Right, which brings me onto this model now, and this one is slightly different to this one. This one's got rubberized tracks. That's what they're pretending to be, and this one now is got metal tracks. Now the shape of the actual thing is a bit weird, all right, but now it's sat on this base, you actually can't tell the weirdness that's going on these tracks. So I'll try and explain it. So these 3 road wheels here, they actually sit flat to the track onto the ground. This wheel here is slightly raised. So this part of the track here is the only bit that's actually touching the ground. And then this comes up and around and over to this one and then down. Okay, so it is, you can only just see it, but you can see it better there, look. Okay, so it is a bit of a weird shape, but I just wanted to do that because, come on, let's face it, when Orks build stuff, they build things really weirdly. Okay, they use a lot of willpower to get things to work. And again, look, I used a fan belt here, or drive belt. I think drive belt is probably a better word for it. Same again, just a piece of plastic card that's got these lines in it, and I just cut a thin slice, wrapped it round, and stuck it on. So in my eyes, there's the engineer, not an engineer. There's a drive sprocket thing that comes out, wraps around that, drives that goes back down into there, and then drives the track. So it looks cool. So this one, this is a tight track as well. It's got a slight dip in it, but not too much. And then this one is just a slack track. Same principles, nothing different. It's the same way how I made it. Nothing's changed. The only thing that's changed on this one is I didn't bother making my own drive belt. I used the truck, a piece of the truck. And these bits of the truck here, when I convert my own trucks and make my own stuff, I end up with loads of little bits like this left over because when the engine's inside the truck, you can't see it. So what's the point in using that bit of Games Workshop model when I can just put it to one side and save it, and then I use it for other models like this one here, and it works perfectly with this model. So yeah, and again, the base. Not amazing. I've got these little blobs of green crap going on, just dripping down. I've had it's dripping down past the base. Again, grass turfs. I get these off eBay. Just type in static grass turf, and they'll come up. They're really good. You can pick different ones. They're not expensive either, and they just add that little bit to your model, and yeah, they come out really well. So, and I had to change this a little bit. I didn't like the arms coming down and holding the things. I wanted it more of a fixed emplacement for the weaponry, and I've done it on all of them, so all the guns are up and sort of fixed in place. Now the arms are slightly different. What I did with the arms as well is I changed them up a tiny little bit. I shortened them because some of the arms on the Killa cans, they come right out here, and they just look little bit silly. In my opinion, they looked a little bit silly. So and you can't even tell where I've shortened it, but it's just here there. It was sticking out slightly, so I cut it off, filed it down, stuck it together, and then put my own bracket going across it. And you know what? If I hadn't even said it, you probably wouldn't have even noticed. And I did it on this one as well. Again, you can see it there. I shortened it again. And it just makes it look a bit more in perspective, if that makes sense. Because sometimes when Games Workshop produce some of these models, don't get me wrong, I love Games Workshop models, all right? They're a little bit too long for the subject that you're working on. And I hope that makes sense. So it just keeps it compact. And that's what I was trying to do with these models. Keep them as compact as I can. Like that. Did I do it with this one? Yes, I did. I did it with this one as well. It had a ball joint in it there, which slots into the end of here. Okay. And when you stick the ball joint in, it stuck out slightly. And again, I didn't like it. I didn't like the look. I thought it just looked a bit tacky, looked a bit weedy. So all I did was cut the ball joint on and stuck this onto the end of this. Yeah, I suppose you can magnetize them, so you can remove it and add it if you wish, when you're changing up what weaponry your cans have got when it comes to the rules changing and all that lot. As you guys know, I don't play the game, so things like that don't concern me. I know a lot of people would have magnetized all these weapons into place, so when rockets are crap and shooters are good, because the rules have changed, then you can pull them out and stick them on without much fuss. So anyway, guys, that's my Killa cans, and I really like them. I think they turned out so well. They look so good when you get down to this level again. I've taken some photographs of them before. They're on Instagram as well of me building them. If you're interested in watching the Instagram video and seeing how I built these tracks, okay, I've done an Instagram video and pictures on my Instagram account, Wazoo2000. All right, the name will be at the end of this video, and I'll go through all the steps that I went through to make these tracks, and they are just so simple, guys, and they look so good. I mean, don't get me wrong, they don't look amazing Games Workshop molded quality, but they are as good as, and when you're fielding them, the Games Workshop can't turn around to you and say, well, actually no, you can't have them because they're third party. Well, they're not third party, you made them from scratch. So there you go. Alright guys, well, that's it for my video. I've no else really to talk about, so I'll leave it there. I've waffled on 15 minutes now. I do apologise, and I will speak to you later. Thanks for watching, guys. See you later.